Does the relationship that you have with your employees seem a little bit distant or disconnected? Do you fear that if you confront your employee or communicate with your employee about their work habits, that they could end up quitting and you can't afford to have them leave? I think that as employers, what we desire is to be able to communicate with our employees without seeming confrontational. And really, deep down inside, all we really want is to be able to have the confidence to be able to speak to our employees and have a good relationship with them. Is this resonating with you? If it is, stick around. I have a few tips that I can share with you on employee relations and how to get past those fears. Are you new to my channel? If you are, hit that little subscribe button down below and the notification bell right beside it so that you can be notified of future HR videos that I release on a weekly basis. As an HR wizard, I offer support to small business owners and small business managers who do not have HR in-house to access. So I provide them with training and ongoing support, as well as templates, and they also are a part of the Kiy community. And I'd like to share with you a little testimonial from one of our program members that she shared in our private community. What you see right now is the inside of our Kiy community for the program called the Complete HR Blueprint. The program has several offerings, and one of them is this group community that is private only to program members. And Katie is a member. I had asked her several questions, and they have a lot to do with employee relations, and that's why I want to share this with you today. So some of the questions that I asked her are, what has been your biggest success from this program? She says, her biggest success has been confidently sticking to policies and procedures when it comes to dealing with chronic staff absenteeism. So that really is one of the key components to employee relations, is having policies and procedures. Also, I asked, what has resonated the most with you when it comes to the program? And she says, Teresa said employees signed an agreement to do the job. This may seem silly, but I catch myself thinking of that often when trying to plan out certain conversations with staff. They are here to do the job that we are paying them to do. If they aren't doing that job, they aren't holding up their end of the agreement. So that's another employee relations thing that Katie has recognized and she has used to her advantage when connecting with her employees. The other question I ask is, what changes have you made because of this program, the Complete HR Blueprint? We have added to our pre-screen, consistently started interviewing in pairs, and developed new policies. Now, the reason I want to share this answer with you is because of the policies. The policies are going to be a huge connector to employee relations. And then lastly, what other successes have you had? I am feeling confident about my team by sticking to our standards and toughing it out short-staffed for months. I feel good about the team that I have and am looking forward to the future. So as you can see, that all is connected to employee relations and has a lot to do with what I'm going to share with you in this video. So in order for employee relations to work well within an organization, there are a few steps that I'm going to share with you on what you should definitely follow when it comes to employee relations. Number one, kind of seems obvious, but when we get really, really busy in our work life as managers, we tend to forget this really simple step. And that is, managers always need to be accessible to their employees. That really is key to having a good relationship with your employees. And I'm not just talking managers in this aspect, I'm also talking business owners. That open door policy is very important when it comes to showing your employees that you are welcoming them. Another thing that is key that is very difficult for a lot of business owners and managers to connect with is all owners and managers should know how to not only research employment law in their area, but also analyze it. Know how to research and analyze employment law in your province or territory. That is key to really know what your employees' rights are, because sometimes what they're saying is correct. And if you don't know and you're just winging it, you could be incorrect and you could tarnish that relationship that you have with your employee. This one is actually on both management and the employees. Everyone should know a good majority of the employee policies. First of all, there needs to be employee policies. If you don't have any policies in your organization, start that first and foremost. And then obviously, secondly, you all need to know the majority of the policies. And if you don't know them, you have quick and easy access to the policies so that if the employee or the manager needs to access that information, they can swiftly enough to be able to share with the employee what exactly is the rule around whatever they're concerned about. Now, remember, you have an open door policy. So when they come to you and they want to talk to you about a certain rule within the organization, or if they want to request something and they don't know the rule, you're going to know it, or you're going to know where to access it. So that is super important when building your relationship with your employee. Okay, so I have mentioned employee policies a few times already in this video, and I know I have worked with employers in the past who are completely against any P word. They don't like practices, policies, procedures. It's like swear words to them. They hear the word police and they're, keep me away. I don't want to be anywhere near that. Well, they are important in my mind, but I would love to hear from you. Are they important in your mind? Just let me know in the comments below. I'd really like to hear what your thoughts are when it comes to employee policies. All right, on to the next step. Now, if you have watched any of my videos in the past, you will know that I always talk about communication. Communication is key, especially when it comes to employee relations, right? You need to be able to communicate with your employees. And some of the ways you can do that is by coming in a little bit early and meeting them in the lunchroom or wherever your common area is, and just having a talk with them. See how their day went, see how their weekend went. Like, small talk can actually go a long way. And at lunchtime, sit in the lunchroom with them. I mean, you don't have to be separate. I understand being a business owner or a manager takes a huge toll on your time, but make that part of your time. And everybody needs breaks. So take the break and go have a chat with your employees. If you do that, they're going to feel more open to communicating with you, and they're going to be more open to you communicating with them when it comes to their work. Now, this next step has to do a lot with employer goals. So the organization is going to always have goals, right? You're going to decide what you're going to be doing in the short term, the next few months, as well as the long term. Share that with your employees. They need to know what they're striving towards. Why are they working so hard every day? What is the end result of all their hard work? What is the goal? And then when you reach a goal, celebrate it with the employees, right? I mean, make them feel like they are part of the organization. They're not just a robot that comes in, clocks out, and goes home. They come in, they understand what the goals are, and they're a part of it, and they can see what their efforts did to reach those goals. Now, this past year and a half, 2020 and 2021, has thrown some real curveballs at a lot of small businesses. And change has been something that we've really, really had to adapt to over these past couple of years. And change is something that you have to show your employees that you're able to work with. If you stay stringent and you are not willing to roll with the changes and try to be the employer who gets ahead of the game, tries to foresee what the outcome could be and then change things as they happen, then you're going to be stuck in a place where your employees are going to be looking at you and saying, well, what's my employer doing for me? And they won't have that relationship with you that you were hoping that they would have. So roll with the changes and get their input on the changes. See what they have to say. Employee input is so valuable, so valuable. So I mentioned earlier about the Complete HR Blueprint, which is the program I offer small business owners and managers to learn a little bit more about how to gain confidence and knowledge in HR when you don't have an in-house HR professional. And in module 4 of the program, we actually dig deeper into employee relations, and we talk a little bit about employee policies and legislation. If this sounds of interest to you, just click in the link in the description below. There's a little link there that says book a call for the Complete HR Blueprint. And we'll hop on a call and we'll talk about that program in a little bit more depth and to see if that is something that could work for your company. And if you liked this video, I would love it if you could please hit that little thumbs up button down there to give me a like. Leave me a comment. That really helps with my videos and gaining traction to get more viewers. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell right beside it. And I will see you in the next video. Because you clicked on this video and you've watched it all the way to this point, I have a feeling you might be interested in a couple other videos that I have published. One is on employment law and the other one is on hybrid working. So head on over there to watch those. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.